Well, I wanted to talk about this news a little bit because, I want to talk about something a little more, you know, uh, I guess normal. So, for those who don't know, Touhou Project is one of the most popular, doujin things ever. And Zun is the creator of it. Um, and he created originally just as a shooting game because he liked shooting video games, and then it kind of took a life of its own. And now it's what's called Niji Sosaku, which is not him doing it. It's basically people who, you know, really like the series and they're continuing the story, but he accepts it all. He says, that's they're doing it, but I accept it as part of like the canon of Toho Project or whatever. Because there's like a long story involved and all this other stuff. But and he likes how he actually plays the new games too. So he, you know, it's not that he just says okay go ahead and make some games and whatever, but he actually plays them and he tries them out and he gives advice and things like that. He just doesn't make them himself anymore. Well, there was a VTuber, those stupid virtual tubers, named Yuzuha, that actually bought the rights. Like they paid for the copyright rights to the Yukkuri Chabangeki, which is what the Yukkuri Reimu and Yukkuri Marisa and that stuff. What they put the little faces on there and they talk to each other kind of thing, and they talk about different topics or whatever. Well, the thing is that Zune, the original base of all that goes back to Touhou Project because it's using Touhou Project characters, and of course he gave them permission under to Niji Sosaku to do this, but there was never anybody who actually paid for the copyright because they wanted to keep it open or something like that. Nobody really cared. Well, this stupid YouTuber comes around, buys the copyright rights to it. So, actually, Zune is uh, talking to legal experts about it because this is what it is. So, if you look at the Japanese YouTube world, I guess, or VTuber world, a lot of videos use these characters to do like explanations of different stuff. Like there's I know there's one particular person on YouTube who does uh they do like Final Fantasy was it they were doing before, they were doing like Final Fantasy 6 explanations about like each different like type of weapon and armor and all this other stuff, but they're using these characters to like play off each other. So it was Yukkuri Reimu and Yukkuri Marisa. Well, um, um, uh, the so the the thing is that because YouTube likes to like crack down on copyrights and stuff. Now, um, the person who bought the rights said um, uh, that they're that for if somebody charges for the license fees or something to call the police right away. But um, this originally started from on Nico Nico, and it kind of just spread to YouTube. But the thing is that it's of course the reason why the Twitter doesn't come up is because I haven't set it to automatically show knitter, and I because screw Twitter. Um, but this is actually a big deal because Zune owns the rights to the Touhou Project characters and everything, especially because he created all of it, right? Outside of the Niji Sosaku characters, which he basically says go ahead and make them. But it's under, it's like they got permission from him to do it, and he said, "Okay, go for it. I'll let you guys do it." And of course, he does get money for that because they're using his characters and stuff like that. That's, his thing. But now they're saying that this is completely different because the name is actually Yukkuri Chabangeki and not Touhou Projects. So this is where they're fighting over the naming, like who owns the rights to the name of it, kind of thing. Um, but um, I can see people, I can see YouTube especially using their algorithm because somebody owns the rights to, um, like, who's not Zune. They're basically, let's say Zune decided to make a video using these characters, they would basically remove his video, or they would put the copyright mark on it because of the algorithm, because that's what they do. So I expect this to be a big problem for a lot of people who've been making videos on um, YouTube for quite some time that use this that use these characters to do it. So this is specifically a Japanese news thing. I just thought it was something different that I wanted to talk about. I would keep an eye on this if you can find any. I mean, probably nobody really cares in English speaking world about this, but I'm still talking about it anyway. But there are a lot of Touhou fans, um, uh, but I thought, talk about some different kind of news, something different, because I've been talking about all kinds of other stuff lately. It's a lot more serious. So this is serious in a way, but it's not like the stuff I've been talking about in other places. So anyway, um, that's all for this video. Uh, do check out the links below in the pinned comment. I post exclusive content at those links. And see you in the next video.